All right. Shalom, Yashala. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Waha Rakha Kodash Brakathum. I like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akyam, pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Akwat out there listening. What I like to get into, this whole Israel, Iran conflict, and of course, Esau, the U.S., they've thrown themselves in the mix, as usual, how E gets down. But, the Lord is speeding, these things up, and don't expect things to slow down. The Most High is rocking. Okay, let me get this verse right here in Matthew. I'm gonna be here for a little bit, and I'm gonna let the video play after I get this verse. But this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Okay. So if this was to continue like it was to continue, man, Esau is just going to continue to get worse and worse. So when we see these things moving at such a rapid pace, man, it's like call halal Yahweh Bashmi Ashah. So definitely be rejoicing, Akyam. The Lord is boogieing, through the spirit, man. The Lord is shaking things up and moving like, it's been beautiful waking up to these articles and videos and sit downs, lessons brothers are doing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Ashah. So count, definitely count that as joy, man. Count that as a blessing, man. The Lord is speeding this thing up. Let me reread that in its entirety and I'll play the video. Back in Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake. Salakia. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Okay, so that's definitely why we're feeling the effect of everything, as far as like right now it's Monday 6:04 p.m. right? I believe I'm Central Time. I'm in Texas. So, just closing your eyes, and taking a nap, could be you waking up the next morning, bro. Like these days are going by so fast, man. These days are going by so fast, and so much going on throughout the earth, man. And it's beautiful to see, and it's hard to keep up, but it's beautiful to keep up. You dig? But I'm gonna let this excerpt of this video play, and I'm gonna get some more scriptures.
Well, I think the president certainly feels very good about what he has described as a spectacular success, but that success may now be determined by what the next days and weeks look like, with real concerns, not just here, but among the national security and defense community about the potential for retaliation. As my colleague Courtney will get into in further detail, the questions are, is it come in the form of Iran itself? Does it come in the form of Iranian proxies throughout that region? Or, as NBC News is now reporting, we have learned from multiple U.S. officials that Iran sent a private message to President Trump in the days before he gave the final order for those military strikes against Iran's nuclear facilities, that if he took such a step, Iran could respond with terror attacks inside the United States by activating sleeper cells, it says it has within this country. That message, we are told by those officials, those sources, was conveyed to President Trump from an intermediary during his visit to the G7, which took place in Canada less than a week ago. You'll remember the president left abruptly to come back halfway through that visit here to the White House to keep a close eye on the growing escalation between Israel and Iran. So that is some of the new reporting coming from NBC at this point. Separately, there's going to be a continued effort to get a damage assessment of how successful this was. We are certainly now hearing from the International Atomic Energy Agency. The president himself in his initial remarks touted this as a success, we said, saying they totally and completely obliterated the nuclear sites. We heard more nuance in the assessment from the Joint Chiefs Chairman, who says that the U.S. was successful in delivering severe damage and destruction, but acknowledging that it's too soon to say exactly whether or not those sites were, in the president's words, obliterated. And beyond that, there are real questions, Eamon, about whether, in fact, some of the the enriched uranium may have been moved to other sites and what Iran may have moved in advance of these strikes by the United States.
Hey, man. And that's heavy within itself, because they got those sleeper cells here, meaning you had you have your spies and your people who are set up over here in the States, to give them political intelligence, economic intelligence, and so forth, right? So that's what those sleeper cells are referring to. You have your espionage, people who are who have access, and who are in the midst of a country that that you're at odds with. That's an ideal situation, but it's the plot thickens. This is back in Matthew chapter 24 verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled. Okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, we're not troubled, bro. We are not troubled. We see what's happening, man. And we're rejoicing, man. This is keeping us on our toes, keeping us sharp, definitely paying attention. And if you're not, you need to be, because even people who don't take, life seriously, or hey, the Lord may just be flicking a light in their head. Like, hey, especially if you're an Israelite and these things are to come. So for those who are, lacking and slacking and knowing you were Israelite and just lollygagging, bro, you're going to get caught out there bad as well, man. You have you have a sect of people who think this will go away, by tonight. Nah, World War III has already been underway, but this is just adding more layers to it. Okay, let me reread that again in its entirety. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? All these things must come to pass. But we're definitely, right there. We're nearing the end. We're definitely, we're in the midst of the third woe. Okay? And the third woe is what? World War III. And everyone is seeing it, man. There's no type of denial. You more so have what? You have people protesting because they know, which that ain't gonna do a damn thing. People blocking traffic in the, in the States and so forth. Stop war. Make love, make peace, not war. Nah, man. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, bro. The Lord is getting busy and about to even get more busy, man. Okay. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Hey, look how things are going in the States. We can start there. Like people make, a lot of people make great points, man. When you go to different platforms, they make statements such as like, everybody is worried about this and that and so forth. What about the inner workings of what's going on here? Which, is a valid, is a valid point to be made. But the fact of the matter is, man, is this place is going to be destroyed inside out. Okay, just straight up. It's just a perfect it's perfect harmony, man. What we see, Akiam, and align with these scriptures is perfect harmony, man. We're seeing what's all been spoke of in the Holy Scriptures and playing out in real time. Okay, are we not seeing earthquakes in diverse places? Are we not seeing pestilences? Are we not seeing famines? People losing jobs, homes. Everything is so damn high with inflation. People irritated. You got what? Israel, Iran. You got the U.S. jumping to Israel's aid. Okay, you got Russia ready to back Iran. Okay, and so forth, man. So it's only gonna continue to get more real, as we say. Oh, it's about to get real. It's been real. It's about to continue to get more real. Okay, so you're gonna see more and more of these nations get pissed off. Okay, and think about it. When Trump got into office, these tariffs on different nations and so forth. What they just had the G7, as that gentleman in the clip was talking about. These G7 summits and so forth, bro. It is getting thick, man. Okay. And he can't keep at home as is. If y'all could bury me, Baba Kwasha. Let's see, where is I? This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Who's the superpower of the world? The U.S. is. So that's why they make they appear to be on the humble and be this voice of morality. We're gonna stand back. Our hands. Hey, we have nothing to do with this. But then slide up in that thing and still drop missiles on Iran's nuclear sites. And they have interest in what? In controlling the regime, setting up coups, getting to resources that more than likely, and it has been well documented, bro. It's been well documented, because also you have what? You have, I believe, in some form of retaliation, Iran had hit some U.S. military bases stationed in what's that, in Qatar, I believe. I don't believe anyone was seriously injured or major damages, but I guess they want to send a message. But we know that to be possibly fluff as well. You got a lot of psyop, a lot of smoke and mirrors. You got a lot of BS going on, but overall this is prophecy. Okay, they could the Lord has them in a trick bag. They're not in control of anything. So always keep that in mind, Akiam and Uakwat out there. This is the will of the Heavenly Father. So they ain't prolonging nothing. The Lord is prolonging. The Lord is keeping this thing moving. This is the Lord's production. This is the Lord's movie. Okay. Verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Hey, that's been the whole that's been the scoop with the nation with the who the true children of Israel are, which we know that to be ourselves through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shah. But hey, they do that to what? They do that to other nations, right? Is not the U.S. Known for that? Like when you think of Rhodesia, hey, that's named after Edomite by the name of Cecil Rhodes. Okay. And so forth, man. So this is this is a beautiful time to be alive, man, especially if you're in the know. Call Halal Yahbashim Yashah. And also those Iranians are traditionally and historically known as the Persians as well. Okay. So just side note on that as well. So we see, what's going on. I just want to, touch on that, and we're gonna, stay tuned through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. The Lord is mixing some things up out here, and tensions are getting high, so things are going at a rapid pace, man. So, with that, I hope this was edifying for the body. So once again, Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Waha Rakah Kodash Brakathum. Once again, I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akim, pushing the truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Aquat that listening. Shalom.